Hey, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it with another boxing video. So, Canoli Alvarez, he's considering two opponents for his next fight, and he's planning on fighting on Mexican Independence Day weekend. I think that's around September 14th of 2020. He's considering two guys, and he's deciding whether he's going to fight either Anthony the Dog Dirrell or Sergey Derevyanchenko. Okay, so Canoli's original opponent that he was supposed to fight in Cinco de Mayo in May last month was going to be Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders was going to make a cool $8 million reportedly. That's approximately what he was going to make for fighting Canoli Alvarez on the zone. And as a matter of fact, this was going to be the first fight um, that the zone has in England as well, as far as it was going to be the debut of the zone in the United Kingdom. You know what I mean? But now Golden Boy is looking for a cheap alternative. You know what I'm saying? Due to this COVID-19, you know what I mean? You know, is Canoli's next fight might be, you know, if it might be in an arena with no fans. You know what I'm saying? Because of the COVID-19 restrictions. And the Dog Darrell and Sergey Derevyanchenko are cheap alternatives in the man Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I mean? The dog is 35 years old. Anthony the Dog Darrell from Flint, Michigan. Is he from Flint? No, is he from Flint, Michigan? Yeah, I believe he's from Flint, Michigan. And he's 33 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 24 KOs. Two of those losses, one was to Badu Jack, the other one was to David Benavidez. The one draw on his record is the first fight he had with Sakio Bika. He's a two-time WBC champ at super middleweight, 168 pounds. And like I said, he's 35 years old. Sergey Derevyanchenko from the Ukraine has 13 wins, 2 losses, and 10 KOs. But Sergey Derevyanchenko is the number one contender for WBC's middleweight crown held by Jamal Charlo. He's 34 years old, and both of these guys, if I'm not mistaken, are under the Al Heyman banner. They both advised by Al Heyman. Okay? So my thing is, I understand maybe he's having a different opponent because of COVID. Are they able to pay $8 million to the man? Excuse me, what's his name? To the man, Billy Joe Saunders? Well, if they can't pay him, I think there are better options than fighting Triple G and Danny Jacobs leftovers. These are two guys that Canoli has beat, Triple G and Danny Jacobs. Sergey Derevyanchenko has only 13 wins and 2 losses. Why didn't the man Canoli fight the man Sergey Derevyanchenko when he had an IBF strap? Then he got stripped for it. You know what I'm saying? He got stripped for his IBF strap, and Canoli, playing the blame game, he blames Oscar De La Hoya for Canoli not fighting the man Sergey Derevyanchenko and getting stripped of the IBF belt for not facing Sergey Derevyanchenko, who was his mandatory at the time. I'm not buying that. Canoli and Gold got too much money to let an opportunity like that just slip by. Just like that, he gets stripped of his title. They know the rules of the game. You can write to the IBF and make an exemption, or maybe ask for a longer grace period of negotiations to get Sergey Derevyanchenko in the ring. From the outside looking in, I know Canoli ain't won no parts of Sergey Derevyanchenko. And I'm not saying that Sergey Derevyanchenko cannot beat. I'm sorry, I'm not saying Canoli cannot beat Sergey Derevyanchenko. I'm not saying that one bit. It's just a fight that I guess Canoli wouldn't get up for, facing a mandatory. When the last time Canoli has sat there and faced a mandatory? You have to tell me. You know what I'm saying? You have to show me when the last time he had to fight a mandatory. And I'm not saying, oh, Canoli needs to fight mandatories. No unifications. All I want to see is Mandos. Nah, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the man wasn't interested in fighting Sergey Derevyanchenko, and in that process, he got stripped of his title. If he was really adamant about fighting Sergey Derevyanchenko, the man would have never got stripped of his IBF strap, you know what I'm saying? And he would have fought him. But now he wants to fight him maybe because he sees chinks in his armor. The man has only 2 losses, but in only 15 fights. 13 wins, 2 losses, 10 KOs. I think Canoli can find a different alternative. Now let's talk about the dog Dirrell. The man Canoli's talking about, oh, I'm never ever gonna fight another Mexican fighter. Yeah, I know why. Because the possibility of a Mexican fighter beating you and taking all your shine down there in Mexico. Taking all your shine and you're just gonna be a second fiddle. You won't be who you claim you are. Yeah. The man David Benavidez wants that smoke. That would be a great fight. You have a nut ass title, or he won a stupid title, a WBA regular belt when he beat the man Bill Wennington, aka oh Lord, I forgot this guy, Rocky Feldon. Okay, yeah, you had the nerve, the audacity to fight that guy, Rocky Feldon, but you ain't got the cojones to fight the man David Benavidez. You want to fight his leftover, the dog Dirrell? Are you serious? See, Canoli be playing y'all, man. He don't play with me 'cause I see right through him. That's why he could never, ever, ever be number one pound for pound in boxing. Yeah. And I'm saying that due to his track record. He's shown us who he is. Absolutely. Look at Canoli now. Popularity dwindling. The man was the highest paid boxer as of last year. And the last year now he's been on the zone. The man that people ain't watching his fights. People ain't subscribed to the app. Who the hell is trying to watch big time boxing on the app? Not a lot of people are willing to go to those lengths and extremes to watch big time boxing on the app. It just doesn't make sense. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And Canoli is seeing his popularity dwindle, his purses dwindle. Yeah, the man fought 2 times, right? How many times did he fight between 2019 June and 2020? Hmm. Well, he fought Derevyanchenko. I'm sorry, Sergey Kovalev in like early November, and prior to that, so he had only one fight. So he made his 37 million or 36.5 million, whatever it is, just for that one fight. That's because he was out the ring. He only fought once between June of 2019 because the last time he fought, before he fought Sergey Kovalev, was in May of 2019, and I'm not looking up on BoxRec. This is just jogging my memory. And he fought Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? So he only was managed to bring in 8,000 people in attendance to watch him fight Sergey Kovalev. How? How is this man supposed to be the face of boxing and can only attract 8,000 people in, was it the MGM or the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas? The MGM holds 16,000. I believe the T-Mobile Arena holds 20,000. He only managed to bring 8,000 people in that joint. Yeah. You know why? Also, a lot of people ain't wanting to watch that shit. The first bell for Sergey Kovalev versus Canoli rang at 1:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 1 a.m. in the morning. 1:18. Yeah, because they were trying to concede and show, not trying to broadcast their fight at the same time that the UFC was showing their fight. You know what that tells me, right? And I've made a video about it back when that shit happened. First of all, it's embarrassing that they had to concede to the rival combat sport in the UFC. Second of all, it shows that the zone just don't have the zone are not confident with themselves as far as competing with other networks as far as this boxing stuff because they know who they are. They have the numbers right in front of them. They have the stats. They have everything they need to see how many subscribers they have, how many people are currently watching. And you know, the zone never puts out their viewership. How could they? It's an app. I mean, how could they? I mean, I'm not saying that there's no way to tell how many people are watching the fights on the zone, but they never put out their numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's probably hard to gauge how many people are streaming your fight on an app. And if they can't gauge it and they don't release it, it's probably embarrassing numbers. They laughed at Kovalev versus Andre Ward for only drawing 6,000 people in the MGM, or was it the T-Mobile? One of those two arenas over there in Las Vegas. Yeah, they laughed at Kovalev and Ward in the second fight. You know what I'm saying? They said they can't draw nobody. You know what I mean? They didn't bring nobody in there. So, from what I do know, Kovalev and Sergey and Andre Ward were not household names. That neither of them called themselves the face of boxing. Yeah, that's judgment on Canoli. A pure fire them a burn on them. You know why? That night when he fought Sergey Derevyanchenko, they introduced that man and said this man is about to accomplish something. They said that that man is on is about to be on what's that guy's name on Homicide Hank Henry Armstrong's level. I was disgusted when they introduced that man and said he's about to be like Henry Armstrong, hold three titles simultaneously. Yeah, he had his middleweight straps, of course, that he got off of Triple G. And he had a fake 168-pound title. So how the hell is he gonna be like the man Henry Armstrong when the real champion at 168 with the WBA strap is Callum Smith? It was pathetic. It was a pathetic way to try to endorse or try to market the man Canoli. And I think a lot of people are seeing through that bullshit and they're not riding with it. Real talk. I think that's what's going on with Canoli as far as popularity going down the drain, getting flushed down the toilet, getting thrown out like hot garbage on a hot summer day. The whole situation over there stinks. Yeah, this is not just from B Marsh Boxing. Eric Morales got criticism for this guy. I made a video last week, Nacho Beristain, talking about this guy ain't number one pound for pound. He's not even the greatest fighter out of Mexico. If you don't know what Nacho Beristain is, slap yourself 2 times and go do your homework. Juan Manuel Marquez, not now. Not now. Since like 2013, 2014, 2015, been talking about Canoli is not the number one pound for pound boxer in Mexico. I've been told y'all, skill for skill, pound for pound. If Juan Francisco Estrada was a middleweight, he'd beat the shit out of Canoli. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you, dogs. Them fellas' feet. He ain't fucking with no guys with the skill set like Estrada. Hence why he don't want to get in the ring with guys like Andrade. He don't even want to get in the ring with Jamal Charlo. He actually vacated his belt to be named a franchise champion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one who sees through the bullshit. And Golden Boy, the Ring magazine, whew, man, they lost their credibility a long time ago. Ironically, when the man Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, and Canoli are not seeing eye to eye, they have their differences. The man Canoli has been doing a lot of cherry picking, but now is the time that they decide to put the man number one pound for pound in their magazine. And I say their magazine because it ain't a magazine for the people no more. It's not the Bible of boxing no more. It's agenda driven. I mean, look at the people who write columns for that magazine, the Dougie Fishers, Steve Kims of the world. So it's their magazine with their narrative. And I used to love the Ring magazine as a kid growing up, man. I used to love Ring magazine, dogs. I used to come to Ring. I used to come to school sometimes with the Ring magazine with the Ring magazine, before I even come with my school books. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. That's just how I loved that magazine and KO magazine. But I was more of a Ring guy. Now look at how they fallen from grace, credibility shot, and that's what it is. And it's all the doing of Cannoli and Golden Boy, man. I'm not saying these guys are not good for boxing. These guys are just not truthful about what they're really doing. Cannoli's a two-time steroid cheat. Yeah. Not only is he a two-time middleweight champ, he's a two-time steroid cheat. Yeah, Bud Crawford Lomachenko ain't never been caught with no drugs in their system. Cannoli been popped twice, and he blamed it on the meat, like Arby's. We have the meats. So whole time the man there cheating, and De La Hoya's nut ass put this man as number one pound for pound because he beat an old fading Sergey Derevyanchenko, who had probably less than 8 weeks or just 8 weeks to the date of his last fight to prepare for the man Cannoli. And Cannoli put an exemption on him. He told him, if you're not fighting me in November, the man Kovalev had just fought at the end of September. Excuse me, at the end of August. So he had exactly 8 weeks to prepare after coming from a difficult fight. Sure, it was a fight. He was winning most of the rounds. Sure, the man almost got knocked out by the man Anthony Yard in the eighth round. You know what I'm saying? Was beaten from pillar to post, and then he was given only 8 weeks. That means you leave that fight, you go home on Saturday and Sunday night. You gotta be back in the gym Monday. Yeah, that's what they did to Kovalev. Kovalev made a weak ass excuse talking about he knew he had already lost when he signed the contract. Well, he shouldn't have signed the contract, Slim. Don't do it to yourself, Mo, because you will get ridiculed. You know what I mean? Canoli ain't put no gun to your head, but it was your biggest payday. And sure enough, by the time of the stoppage, Kovalev was ahead of my card by 1 or 2 points. That's neither here nor there. Eric Morales told y'all, yeah, Canoli likes to fight these guys when they're not in their prime. Older, fading dudes. Carlos Baldomir. Bringing up fellas two weight classes like, what's that guy who almost knocked, Josecito Lopez almost knocked out Keith Thurman. Brought him from 140 to 154. Look at the guy, Matthew, Ryan Rhodes, the Matthew Macklins of the world. These guys were not 154 pounders. They were junior welterweights, 140 pounders. You know what I'm saying? I give Canoli credit for fights like Danny Jacobs. I give him credit for that. Triple G, we all know he waited for Triple G to fade and look like vulnerable versus the man Danny Jacobs. And Canoli finally took the fight. The first fight I had it a draw. The second fight, sure enough, I had Canoli winning. I give him credit for those. My credit don't pay his bills, so it really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I'm speaking from a true boxing perspective where no shorts, no losses. You know what I mean? You just don't get extra plate of food just because of who your name is on B Moss channel. That's what we're not gonna do. Gotta call a spade a spade. And Slim is the biggest cherry picker in boxing. If you have the nerve to talk about fighting Anthony the Dog or even consider fighting Anthony the Dog Dirrell, are you mad? Why not fight Bivol? Bivol's over there on the zone. Don't nobody want to fight the man Bivol. Bivol need to get the F up out of there, man. He's languishing in obscurity, fighting over there on the zone on an app. You came to America to expand your brand and build yourself as a global fighter. Look what's up with Better Beef over there with Top Rank. He's eating good. Two-time champ, unified. You know what I'm saying? Bivol, come over there, fuck with the man Bob Arum, Top Rank. You will get more viewership and you will not be languishing in obscurity like you are over there on the zone. Canoli ain't trying to fight him, but he's considering fighting Anthony the Dog Dirrell. a guy who just got beat by Anthony Benavidez, a fellow Mexican who wants that smoke. But Canoli said he ain't fighting no Mexicans. Disgusting. It's disgusting practices from Canoli, from the steroid abuse, to fucking up the Cinco de Mayos and Mexican Independence Day weekends for boxing because maybe he's not ready. Maybe he's waiting for the steroids to clear from his system. I don't know. But Floyd Mayweather ain't even an amigo. You know what I'm saying? Them fellas ain't Latino, but them fellas kept them dates, just like Oscar De La Hoya did, just like Julio Cesar Chavez did. You know what I'm saying? But Canoli, since he became this quote unquote face of boxing, all he has to do is stay the course and fight on those two dates twice a year. You could do anything and everything after May and after September. Anything you want on planet Earth, but nah, he been fucking up them dates. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, who watch boxing on Cinco de Mayo in September after the Mexican Independence Day weekend. So when you fuck around and fight in November or December like you fought Rocky Feldon, nobody, not, your peoples ain't paying attention to those dates. Because they used to sitting on the TV, not from an app, sitting at the TV, pull out their credit card or order the pay-per-view and watch him with September Independence Day weekend or Cinco de Mayo. It doesn't even matter whom he fights. They will be there glued to the TV. When you fuck up the dates, yeah, people gonna have other things to do on November 2nd. You gotta forget, or when all them other dates that he decided to fight besides Mexican Independence Day weekend and Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? Canoli gotta understand those dates right there is super important. Yeah, people are off. They're gonna get their coronas. I seen it here in my neighborhood, man. You know what I'm saying? Mexican Independence Day weekend in September and Cinco de Mayo, they on their boxing. They're free that weekend. They're looking forward to that weekend twice a year. When you fuck up those dates, people got other things to do on them particular night. On them particular nights, you decide to fight, and they go watch your fights. They're not even gonna show up when people come to Las Vegas on Mexican Independence Day weekend. It's a big deal. Or Cinco de Mayo, people fly. They save their money year round to fly to Las Vegas, even if they're not going to attend the fight live, but just to be in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of people, man. My mans and them, they used to always fly to Vegas whenever Floyd fights. And then come back and tell me, man, it was popping. It was, oh, it's live as F out there. I never particularly, I mean, I did go. I've been to Vegas to see Floyd fight, but I went inside the MGM too. I paid my money to go in the arena. I didn't just go out there for the festivities to be around. Not that's like going to the Super Bowl weekend at wherever it's at. Let's say it's in Louisiana at the Superdome in New Orleans, or it's in Miami. That's like going to these cities to go party, live it up. Oh, it's lit. You know what I mean? But you don't pay your ticket to attend the fight. When I went to Las Vegas, man, I was paying to go into the fights as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I could watch boxing from my TV without having to fly there. Because Las Vegas is not my type of city. I'm not a gambler like sitting at the table playing blackjack or playing the slots. You know what I'm saying? Gary Gary Dorney, shut your goofy ass up, you bitch ass nigga, and get the fuck up out my chat. You faggot ass nigga. I seen you be coming trying to troll me, and I seen you trolling other channels. Pussy ass. I'm about to block your goofy ass. Who the fuck you think you is, Mo? I don't even block people. But who the fuck am I lying about? What am I lying about? You corny ass nigga. I'm about to even look at your profile. You ain't nobody. Stop lying to the fans. Shut your bitch ass up, man. People like you, y'all niggas is professional trolls. got no pussy at the house, got no family. You just sit there watching people's boxing videos and just hating. That's why I don't watch a lot of boxing videos like I used to, man. Real talk, I listen to B Marsh Boxing. A lot of people out here full of shit, like Cannoli and Golden Boy. And this cocksucker named Gary whoever the fuck you is. But anyways, one monkey don't stop the show. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? People go out to these festivities, and when Cannoli ain't fighting on those dates, well, he's gonna damper the plans of people who've saved their money 6 months in advance to go to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? And that's why his popularity is dwindling, dogs. You could get all that money you want over there, 365 million for 10 or 11 fights. Like Floyd Mayweather showed Cannoli, man, he made that type of money in one fight in what, 38 minutes. And that's the truth, man, and the truth hurts. And the truth of the matter is, Sergey Derevyanchenko is the number one contender, not the man though, number one contender for Jamal Charlo, excuse me, Jamal Charlo's fight, WBC belt, and I'd rather see Derevyanchenko fight that guy. You know what I'm saying? As far as what's his name, Cannoli, whom I'd like to see him fight, I'd like to see him fight David Benavidez. Why not? Or any of the champions at 168 pounds. Or Demetrius Andrade. Or if he's really about that life, fight a better beef. Now, these people out here, these haters, they're going to say, oh, you just want to see him lose. Well, he has campaigned at 175 pounds, right? He fought the weakest link possibly at 175. Well, there are two other guys, Bivol and Better Beef. So Slim need to go fight them. You know what I mean? Simon, whatever the fuck your name is, you a pussy too. And you up out of here, boy. Y'all fellas, I'm gonna get y'all niggas the fuck up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my second time in life. And I ain't even block y'all. I just deleted y'all your goofy ass comments. I'm not the one, Slim, and I'ma flame you up. I don't give a fuck about no YouTube guidelines. I will flame you up. And if YouTube come at me on some nut ass shit, I'm gonna show them, yo, look at these people coming to troll me, talking stupid shit in my chat. This a boxing channel, man. This ain't no fanboy channel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fellas might be riding cannolis nuts. We don't do that over here, dogs. We won't do that over here, Slim. Get your shit together, you heard? Get your shit together, Simon, and stop riding my nuts. Y'all fellas is some real cocksuckers. Straight up and down. And you heard it first from B Marsh Boxing. Leave your thoughts and comments, and I'm gone. Peace.